Welcome back to another Sleepy Steve story. Before we drift off tonight, remember to subscribe to help Steve-O out, and I will keep making more sleepy stories to help you study gently, revise quietly, and settle your mind at the end of the day. Settle in now, and allow the noise of the day to move a little further away. You do not need to sit up straight. You do not need to grip the ideas too tightly. You can simply let them arrive, one at a time, like soft lights appearing across a quiet business district after sunset. Tonight, we are moving into Unit 3, Area of Study 2, in VCE Business Management. This is Episode 15, and our focus is Human Resource Management. In Unit 3, we have already looked at business foundations. We have met business objectives, stakeholders, management styles, management skills, and corporate culture. Now we begin to look more closely at the people inside a business and the way those people are managed so the business can achieve its objectives. Human resource management is about employees. It is about attracting the right people, developing their skills, supporting their performance, motivating them, communicating with them, and managing the employment relationship in a way that helps the business operate efficiently and effectively. And as you listen tonight, you can remember one simple idea. Businesses do not achieve objectives by themselves. They achieve objectives through people. Let us think carefully about the true meaning of human resource management, which is often shortened to HRM. It is fundamentally the management of the relationship between the employer and the employees. It includes the strategies a business uses to make sure employees are able to contribute to the achievement of business objectives. This may sound simple, but it is actually one of the most important parts of managing a business. A business may have strong objectives. It may want to increase profit, increase market share, improve efficiency, fulfill a market need, fulfill a social need, or meet shareholder expectations. But each of these objectives depends entirely on people doing their work well. Employees serve customers. Employees make products. Employees provide services. Employees solve problems, use technology, follow procedures, suggest improvements, represent the business, and influence the culture of the workplace. If employees are well selected, well trained, well supported, and fairly managed, the business has a stronger chance of meeting its objectives. But if employees are poorly trained, confused, unsupported, unmotivated, or treated unfairly, the business may experience lower productivity, higher staff turnover, more conflict, poorer customer service, and weaker performance. So when we study human resource management, we are really studying how a business turns human effort into business performance. Let us slow down and connect human resource management directly to business objectives. As we know, a business objective is simply a goal the business wants to achieve. In Unit 3, important business objectives include making a profit, increasing market share, improving efficiency, fulfilling a market need, fulfilling a social need, and meeting shareholder expectations. Human resource management supports these goals in several distinct ways. If the business wants to make a profit, it needs employees who can produce goods or deliver services in a way that keeps costs under control and revenue strong. If the business wants to increase market share, it needs employees who provide reliable service, respond to customers, promote the brand, and help the business compete with rivals. If the business wants to improve efficiency, it needs employees who understand their roles completely, use time and resources carefully, and follow effective processes. If the business wants to fulfill a market need, it needs employees who understand customers and can deliver exactly what those customers value. If the business wants to fulfill a social need, it may need employees who understand ethical practice, community expectations, sustainability, and social responsibility. And if the business wants to meet shareholder expectations, it needs employees whose daily work supports long-term performance, reputation, and financial outcomes. So, human resource management is never separate from objectives. It is always directly connected to them. A useful way to think about human resource management is as a pathway of attracting, developing, and maintaining employees. First, a business needs to attract suitable employees. This may involve identifying staffing needs, writing job descriptions, advertising positions, recruiting candidates, and selecting the person who best fits the role. Then, once the employee joins the business needs to develop them. This may involve induction, training, mentoring, coaching, and giving them opportunities to build skills and confidence. After that, the business needs to maintain the employment relationship. This means keeping employees motivated, communicating clearly, managing performance, providing feedback, recognizing strong work, supporting well-being, and resolving issues the moment they arise. At times, employment may also end. This can involve resignation, retirement, redundancy, or dismissal. These termination processes need to be managed carefully because they profoundly affect people, business culture, legal compliance, and the overall reputation of the business. Tonight, we are not trying to memorize every detail of every stage. We are simply building the larger picture. Human resource management begins before a person is hired, continues while they work in the business, and still matters deeply when they leave. Let us rest for a moment on the ideas of training and development. Training is the process of teaching employees the specific knowledge and skills they need to perform their current work effectively. Development is often broader, preparing employees for future roles, greater responsibility, or long-term career improvement. Training may occur on the job while the employee is working in the actual workplace. This can include coaching, mentoring, job rotation, demonstrations, and learning directly from experienced staff. Training may also occur off the job, away from normal work duties. This can include external courses, workshops, programs, conferences, or online learning. On-the-job training can be highly practical and directly relevant. It allows the employee to learn in the real environment of the business. However, it may temporarily interrupt normal work and depends heavily on the quality of the person providing the instruction. Off-the-job training can provide expert, specialized instruction and allow employees to concentrate fully on learning without distractions. But it can be more expensive, requires time away from work, and the skills learned may not always match the exact daily needs of the business. Ultimately, training can help a business improve efficiency because employees may complete tasks faster, make fewer errors, and use resources more carefully. Training can also help a business improve effectiveness because skilled employees help the business achieve specific objectives, such as better service, higher quality, improved innovation, or stronger customer satisfaction. In an exam response, it is incredibly useful to connect training back to the business objective. Training is not just good because it sounds positive. It is good when it helps the business achieve something specific. Another vital part of human resource management is performance management. Performance management is the continuous process of evaluating and improving employee performance so that employees contribute effectively to business objectives. It may include setting clear expectations, monitoring performance, giving regular feedback, conducting performance appraisals, identifying training needs, recognizing good performance, and addressing underperformance. A performance appraisal is a formal assessment of how well an employee is performing their role. Performance appraisals may help employees understand what they are doing well and where improvement is needed. They also help managers identify whether extra training, support, or changes to work practices are required. Performance management should never only be about criticism. When used well, it is a deeply supportive process. It clarifies goals, strengthens communication, and helps employees feel that their work truly matters. However, if performance management is handled poorly, it can create stress, resentment, or distrust. Employees may feel judged rather than supported, or feel that expectations are unclear or unfair. This is why the way performance management is delivered matters so much. A manager needs strong communication skills, interpersonal skills, decision-making skills, and the constant ability to connect feedback to clear business objectives. Human resource management also encompasses various employment arrangements. Employees may work under different structures depending on the needs of the business and the nature of the role. A full-time employee generally works regular, ongoing hours and provides stability for the business. A part-time employee works fewer regular hours and provides flexibility while still maintaining a secure, ongoing relationship with the business. A casual employee may work irregular hours and can give the business immense flexibility, especially when demand changes rapidly. However, casual work provides less certainty for the employee. A business may also use contractors depending on the project required. Contractors can provide highly specialized skills for a particular task or period, but they may not be as closely connected to the internal business culture as permanent employees. Each arrangement has unique strengths and weaknesses. The important business management habit is to ask what the business is trying to achieve and whether the chosen employment arrangement supports that objective. For example, a business with changing customer demand may value casual flexibility. A business that relies on strong, long-term customer relationships may value stable, experienced full-time staff. A business introducing new technology may need specialist contractors. Again, we return to the same calm idea. Human resource choices need to fit business objectives. Now let us gently introduce the concept of motivation as a bridge to our next episode. Motivation refers to the internal and external forces that drive a person to behave in a particular way. In a workplace, motivation influences how much effort employees put into their work, how persistent they are, how engaged they feel, and how willing they are to contribute to the business. A motivated employee works with more focus, care, and initiative. A poorly motivated employee may do only the bare minimum, avoid responsibility, make more mistakes, or eventually leave the business altogether. Motivation matters immensely because it directly affects productivity, quality, customer service, absenteeism, staff turnover, and corporate culture. In our next episode, we will go much more deeply into 3 key motivation theories: Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Locke and Latham's goal-setting theory, and Lawrence and Noria's 4-drive theory. For now, simply let the idea settle. Employees are not machines. They are people with complex needs, goals, drives, expectations, and responses to the workplace around them. Human resource management becomes vastly stronger when managers understand what helps employees bring energy and commitment to their work. Human resource management also connects deeply to the broader area of workplace relations. Workplace relations refers to the relationship between employers and employees, and includes the systems and participants involved in managing that relationship. The main participants may include employers, employees, unions, employer associations, human resource managers, and government bodies or tribunals involved in workplace issues. Employers want the business to operate efficiently and effectively. They naturally focus on productivity, cost control, flexibility, and achieving business objectives. Employees want fair pay, safe working conditions, respectful treatment, job security, meaningful work, and opportunities for personal development. Unions may represent employees and advocate for their rights and interests, while employer associations represent employers and provide advice or support on legal and workplace matters. At times, conflict can occur over wages, conditions, workload, safety, job security, change, communication, or perceived unfairness. Dispute resolution processes are incredibly important because unresolved conflict can damage productivity, morale, culture, and the reputation of the business. For our purposes tonight, hold this simple summary. Workplace relations is about managing the employment relationship so that employees are treated fairly and the business can still achieve its objectives. Let us see how these concepts live together by imagining a quiet business example. Picture a medium-sized business called Harbor Light Foods. It produces fresh packaged meals for local supermarkets and small cafes. The business objective is to increase market share while improving efficiency in production. The owner decides to invest in brand new packaging technology, but the employees are unsure how to use it. Some staff are worried that the new equipment will make their jobs harder, while others think it might make the work faster if they are properly trained. This is a classic human resource management situation. The business could provide on-the-job training so employees learn the new system while using the actual equipment on the line. It could also provide off-the-job training from the technology supplier so staff understand the broader features and safety requirements away from the busy kitchen floor. The manager could use performance management to set clear expectations, check daily progress, provide gentle feedback, and identify who needs extra support with the machinery. The manager could also communicate why the change matters. If employees understand that the new technology is intended to reduce waste, improve speed, and help the business win more customers, they may see the direct link between their daily work and the survival of the business. If the business manages its employees well, it may improve efficiency, reduce errors, build confidence, and support its goal of increasing market share. If it manages employees poorly, staff may resist the change, make mistakes, feel stressed, and lower the chance of achieving the objective. This example shows why HRM is so practical. It is not just a list of terms. It is a way of understanding how people and objectives meet inside a real business. Now let us shift gently into exam-style thinking. When you are asked about human resource management, try not to answer only in general terms. Instead, connect the HR strategy to a specific business objective mentioned in the prompt. If the question mentions productivity, explain how training, motivation, or performance management could help employees produce more output from the same or fewer inputs. If the question mentions customer satisfaction, explain how staff development, clear expectations, or workplace culture could improve service quality. If the question mentions staff turnover, explain how motivation strategies, support, communication, or career development could encourage employees to stay. If the question asks you to evaluate, remember to give both strengths and weaknesses. A strategy may improve performance, but it may also cost money, take time, create resistance, or fail if it is not suited to the business situation. VCE Business Management rewards applied thinking. The best responses show that you can use the theory in the context of the business case study. So when you revise tonight, keep asking quietly, what is the business trying to achieve? What are employees doing? What strategy is being used? And how does that strategy help or hinder the objective? Let us now gather the main ideas from tonight, slowly and gently, for a final slow recap. Human resource management is the management of the relationship between employers and employees. It helps a business achieve objectives by attracting, developing, maintaining, and managing employees. Employees are central to business performance because they help produce goods, deliver services, support customers, use resources, follow processes, and influence corporate culture. Training develops employee knowledge and skills. It may occur on the job or off the job, and it can improve efficiency and effectiveness when it is linked to business objectives. Performance management helps evaluate and improve employee performance through expectations, feedback, appraisals, recognition, support, and strategies to address underperformance. Employment arrangements need to suit the needs of the business and the needs of employees. Full-time, part-time, casual, and contract arrangements each have strengths and weaknesses. Motivation influences employee effort, commitment, and performance. And it prepares us for the next episode, where we will study key motivation theories in more detail. Workplace relations is about the relationship between employers and employees, including the role of unions, employer associations, and dispute resolution processes. And the central thread through all of this is simple. Human resource management matters because business objectives are achieved through people. And that is enough for tonight. You do not need to hold every term perfectly. You have walked through the main path: human resource management, business objectives, employees, training, performance management, employment arrangements, motivation, workplace relations. Each idea is now resting somewhere in the background of your mind, ready to be revisited when you need it. In the next business management episode, we will stay in Unit 3, Area of Study 2, and move into motivation theories and employee strategies. For now, let the business lights dim. Let the office doors close softly. Let the papers settle on the desk. Let the quiet hum of the workplace fade into the evening. This has been Sleepy Steve Business Management. Sleep well, and remember, do not study too hard.